Hi everyone, Amber here from Majestic. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are sewing up month 9 of Cotton Cuts Fall 2025 Puzzle Mystery Quilt Under the Sea. It is our last month of putting separate blocks together because next month already is the big reveal. So for month 9 we have 2 different sections. We have our 9A section, and you're going to end up with 4 of these. And we have our 9B section. You'll end up with 2 of these. So again, it's great. We're using all the different fabrics. Next month, make sure you tune in. We are revealing it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I will have timestamps if you need to jump to either 9A or 9B. Thank you again for watching. If you do enjoy, please give me a thumbs up or subscribing. It helps my channel grow. I appreciate it, and enjoy the tutorial. All right, so for month 9, we have 2 blocks. We have 4 of section 9A and 2 of section 9B. I have everything laid out. I'm using an 80-12 needle today, some Gutermann thread, same as I've been doing throughout the whole quilt. And we're going to start with section 9A. There's 4, but I'm only going to sew 3 of them. So I'm going to be dividing all these numbers by 4. So in this first instance up here, there are 8 C squares, which are our light purple fabric. So I'm only going to be making 2 for this one. And we're combining them with our 2 E squares. Oh, didn't even realize I grabbed more than one. And I'm going to put them right sides together. And I'm also going to sew them both at the same time. And I really love when I can sew all the blocks, some of them back to back. That way I'm not cutting between each one. I can really save on the thread between it. And it just, in my opinion, saves a little bit of time. Okay, and for both of these, we are pressing our seams up towards our C fabric, which is that light pink purplish fabric. I love the vampire kitty cats. They're so cute. So this is our step 1. You should have 8 of these. I have 2 for one of the blocks. Okay, so now we're on step 2. And I'm rotating one of the step 1s so that the E fabric is on the top right. And then rotating this one so it's on the bottom left. And we have a seam, so I am going to make sure that they are matched up. And I'm going to clip that first and then match up the rest of the fabrics, or the edge, I mean, of the fabrics. Then hopefully as I'm sewing, that doesn't wiggle too much. And you should have 4 of these. Again, I'll have 1 for our block. Okay, and for this one, our seams are pressed towards the left, and I don't know if this is necessarily a typo because it's telling me to press them to the left, but I rotated them horizontal. So I don't know. This makes it seem as if the seam is vertical, but mine is actually horizontal. So I'm going to press mine up. I don't know if I did that incorrect. So if you find a different way that it works and it actually follows that pressing instruction, definitely follow that. Okay, so that is our step 2. I'm going to set it to the side. So now for step 3, you're going to need 4 of them. I'm going to make 1. We need a large B triangle. And on the right hand side, I need a small E triangle. And on the left hand side, I need a small D triangle. And because I'm right-handed, I'm going to start on the right. Make sure they're lined up. And you might notice that on running out of fabrics, I sewed up the other blocks on one of my sew-in chats. I like to go live on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you enjoy my channel and you haven't checked out a live, I'd love for you to have join in with us on some Tuesday nights. And I'm going to press this one open gently and making sure I'm not tugging. I'm trying so hard not to tug or warp these fabrics. And I don't have any water in my iron, even though I can, as it is a steam fast, I don't use it with steam. Do the same on the left. And everything lines up beautifully. Okay, and this one here, we're going to be pressing to the left, opening that up. Oh, good. And this is our step 3. So now for step 4, we need to rotate our step 3 so the triangle is pointing to the right. And then I want to take my step 2 and put it to the right. So this is actually on the left. You'll know you have it correctly because your B triangle is pointing in and your E fabrics here are matched up. And I am going to use clips to put this together because there's a seam here and I'm going to match it with the center of this flying geese. And so what I do is I'm just kind of folding this back and making sure that this center seam tries to line up with the point of the triangle. And sometimes I cut off these points because I feel like with the flying geese or anywhere where it comes to like that center, sometimes I take too big of a seam allowance. This is probably where that scant 1/4 inch is better. But I'm so bad at that I always just take the full 1/4 inch.
Good.
Okay, and for this one, our seams are going to be pressed towards the left. Gently opening that up. And actually the point's not too bad here. It doesn't look too cut off, especially because the fabrics blend. And I'm just pressing the center first where they all come together. Okay. And I'm just going to set that to the side. That's step 4. And now for step 5, I need another B large triangle. And this time our small D triangle is going to be on the right and our small E triangle is going to be on the left. So we're making another flying geese. And I just love that everything matches up perfectly. Okay, and for this one here, again, with our flying geese, pressing it open. Now we'll attach that left-hand side. So I'll just eat my fabric. Sometimes I hope I could pull it through, but it didn't work on that one. All right, I'm going to pick it out and then restitch it. All right, so that got sucked down into my feed dog. So I'm actually going to start at the top, which requires me to start from this way. So it's a little bit different because I can't really see the triangle, but it's the same idea. Sometimes those points of the triangles are so thin that just wants to shove it down. And that's also where a leader piece of fabric will help. But I feel like it doesn't happen that often where I don't really feel like cutting off a leader fabric every single time. Okay, so this is step 5. And now for step 6, we're going to add a D square to the left of it. So I'm just going to put them right sides together. Make sure that they are aligned. Okay, and for this one, our seams are pressed towards the flying geese piece. Again, you're going to have 4 of these. I have 1 because I'm only making 1 block on videos. Okay, so this is our step 6. And now for step 7, we're putting everything together. And we are just actually taking this step 6 and attaching it underneath our piece here that we had in piece 4. You'll know that you have it correctly because our E fabrics here all match up. And I have 2 seams, so I am going to use clips. I have this straight seam here, and then I have another seam that matches up with that point of the triangle. So I'm actually going to match the left seam first. And this one doesn't nest, but I think it's because of that pressing instruction that I don't know if I flipped it wrong, but that's okay. I'm still just aligning them. And then over here, peeling this back, trying to make sure that this seam is lined up with the point of that triangle in the flying geese, and then clipping it all the way out. And for this one, our seams are going to be pressed down. So just give it a nice press from this back side first. and then gently open them up, making sure not to tug, especially I always try not to tug where all these different fabrics, there's 5 different fabrics coming together right there, so it gets kind of bulky. And then give it another press if you notice anywhere else that's kind of popping up. Okay, and this finishes our month 9A block. And now we'll finish our 9B block. We have 2 of them. For this, I'll be making one. It's small, so it should come together very quickly. And so our first step, we need a F small triangle and an E small triangle. I'm just picking it out. I had accidentally sewn something together previously. Okay, so you should have 2 of these. I'm making 1. So I'll put them right sides together. And then for this one, it's going to be pressed towards our E triangle, which are our vampire Kit Kats, or to the bottom right if you are sewing a different colorway. And for step 2, we're adding a E square to the bottom of this. So I'm just going to put the right sides together and then making sure, because I'm not clipping, that I'm actually sewing the correct side. Totally done that before where I've turned it around and sewed the wrong edge. Okay, and for this, we're pressing down towards our E square. Okay, so that is our step 2. Now for step 3, we want to sew a large A rectangle to the left-hand side. So I'm just going to put them right sides together. Because it's a large rectangle, I am not going to clip it or anything. I'm just going to hold it in place. And there's no center seam for us to match up. Okay, and for this one, we are we're pressing towards that large A rectangle. So that is gently opening that up. And you'll notice I have some directional fabric here. And just like with the other blocks, I've been putting it different ways. So that way I have no idea how this is going to come together. And that way it will be a variety. Okay, so this is our step 3. I'm going to set it to the side. And now step 4 and 5 are both half square triangles. So I'm going to sew them at the same time. So for step 4, I need a fabric and a B fabric. And for step 5, I need an A fabric and an E fabric. So because they're both half square triangles, it saves me time. And then this piece will act like a leader piece for the second one. So hopefully this doesn't get stuck down in my feed dogs. And I'll hold my threads extra tight. Okay, and now for the second one here. So that first piece will help pull this fabric through. Okay, and for our A-B piece, which is our step 4, I am pressing toward the top right, which is towards the A fabric. And then for step 5, I am also pressing towards the top right, but in this case, it's going to be our E fabric. Okay, so that gives us step 4 and step 5. And now for step 6, we're just combining them. So our step 4 is going to be to the right of our, step 5, sorry. Join step 5 to the right of step 4. And you're making 2 of them. I was reading it as step 2 as first. You'll know you have it correct because your A fabric is matched up in the middle. Your B's on the left, your E's on the top right. Again, when you're sewing them, I'm just making sure that I'm sewing the 2 long sides of this A fabric. You can see I have a piece of the thread that was caught, like left long, so I'm just going to trim that out. Okay, and for this, our seams are being pressed towards the right-hand side. Gently open that. Okay, and now our last step, we are joining this step 6 to the bottom of our step 3. And you know you have it correct because our E fabrics line up and our A fabrics line up. And I'm going to put these right sides together. There's a center seam. Our seams are nested. They're pressed in opposite directions. Okay. And for this one, our seams are pressed towards our top piece, our step 3. I'm going to give it a nice press from the back and gently open this. Okay. And this finishes up our 9B section, and you should have 2 of these. All right, so we have just finished up month 9. We have 4 of our section 9A and 2 of our section 9B. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I really hope you've been having fun with Under the Sea. Make sure that you tune in next month. It's our big reveal. Many of the ambassadors will be live or submit videos, and will be on Cotton Cut's YouTube channel revealing our puzzle mystery quilt. So make sure you tune in, and I can't wait to see your quilt too. See you next time. Bye.